Welcome. Do you want to build a snowman? Oh, here we go. Good to see everybody today. This is Simeon Ambergy from PraiseTracks.com. And baby, it's cold outside, and it's a perfect time to bring a brand new Spitfire Originals collection to you guys. It is so good to see everybody. It's a little earlier than usual, but I thought it would be good to just come on board and get things started off. All right. Let's just kind of get warmed up a little bit, get in the groove. This was kind of a little surprise at the beginning of the year with Spitfire, but boy, what a surprise. It is good to see all of my friends and welcome today. So Spitfire started the year off with bringing us a brand new originals string library, and the originals have really become somewhat of a really interesting, I guess, bargain, if that's the term. It just really a really cool way. And listen, pardon me if I use the word cool a lot and cold a lot. It's because it's exactly what it is. And it's good to see John and Halvard, Will, BF, all of my good friends. And if I don't mention your name, you know, I see you and I appreciate everything that you guys have done. We're getting ever closer to 10,000 subscribers. So if it's your first time, we'll just go ahead and get all this stuff out of the way. If it's your first time, just hit that subscribe and ring the bell and all that stuff. So let's just take a quick look at just some of the things. Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah. So we've got something that we're going to show you later, and that is John from Plugin already has unified this Frozen Strings library, and I've got it here, and we're going to go through some of it, kind of like a sneak peek for John's stream later in the day. I try not to overlap with John because I like to watching John's live streams and learning all about Unify and all the cool things that's going on with that. So let's jump right in. So we'll just kind of get an idea of what's going on. Okay, so this is the Frozen Strings. And, you know, they are crazy at teasing things, you know, showing different things. And this was kind of a cool thing. This is an octet where they use 2 violin ones, 2 violin twos, no violas, 2 cellos, and 2 basses. And I've got some really cool pictures of the way that they have this set up. And you can see that the ceiling at AIR Studios Lyndhurst, it is able to kind of go up and lower, and that helps to modify the space. AIR typically is very big and boomy sounding. It's just got a lot of ambience. And so when they drop that ceiling, it makes things a little bit closer and tighter. And look at how they have the players set up. It's a really interesting arrangement that they have. And that is just so cool that they can lower the ceiling like that. So we've got just some, you can see the mic placements. You've got the close mics and the mics on the tree. You've got all these spot mics here. And then this is one of the things that that they introduced actually in Solstice, and that is putting these DPA clip-on mics right there to get super close to the violin. And for $29, we get, I think, another fabulous hit from Spitfire for sure. So let's just jump right into this. I've got now the thing is, if you look at this long flautando CS, now CS being Consordino, which if you are familiar with any of the channel, you know that that has a soft spot for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and just play through some of these. We're going to experiment with things. If you've got questions, please leave them in the chat, and we're just going to have an adventure. These are adventures. I don't call these reviews. I call them adventures because I'm discovering these with you. So let's just kind of play around with this initial patch and then see where things go. Wow. You just hear how icy this is. And it's an ensemble. They record these as ensembles. That's why you get that real lush sound. Yeah, Shay, this is Spitfire's bespoke sample player. It's not Contact, it's their own version, and that's why you don't have to have Contact or any other third-party plugins. Everything is packaged in their own custom player. And see, we can just stay on this, and it's just so beautiful. So we've got the three signals here. We've got the close, the tree, and the super close. I'm gonna just play through the close, and you can see the reverb. We don't have much reverb on here, and I'm gonna just go ahead and turn the reverb off. And I've got some of these controls mapped to my mix face here, but let's just go through the dynamics and the sound of the close mic. Here we go. Let me change keys. Yeah, just listen now. Listen to the motion inside of it's just moving inside of here. Now this is the close spot mics. Now let's turn on the tree mics and listen. Now the tree mics are right over where the conductor would stand normally. And listen, the space is out here. And let me just see if I can restrict. Let's go to the soft. See, we've got like 3 dynamic layers, I think, in here. Hey Scott, yes, this is the frozen strings. Yeah, we're just starting off with that and seeing where it goes. Yeah, it's just beautiful. It's going to be another one of my favorite. I think this and intimate strings. Now, okay, let's just do this. Just while I'm thinking about it, I've got intimate strings also loaded here. So I'm going to just do. So this is frozen strings. Now this is a small eight player group. So now let's pull up intimate strings. Now intimate strings is actually content from another Albion, an older Albion, and I think it's Logria. So I'm going to just load up the long consordinos here. And this is intimate strings. Now I want you to be able to hear the difference between intimate strings and intimate strings is one of my favorite originals, and frozen strings is just like right up there too. So now listen to how much bigger this sounds. Much bigger section. Now let's go back to frozen strings. Just a totally different sound, but still intimate and still very different. And this is all new material. These are all new recordings. These are not recycled samples from other libraries. This is brand new, hot off the presses. So there are 8 players, Will. There are 2 violin ones, 2 violin twos, no violas, 2 cellos, and 2 basses. So it's an 8 player. So let's go stay in this same patch and go to the super close. And these are the clip-on. These are the clip-ons, the DPAs. So let's just hear how super close this is. Yeah, it's like right here. Now let's go through. See, you've got these dynamic layers. Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. Yeah, Scott. You know what? We're going to do that in a little bit. I'm going to layer. I'm going to show you some other strings to compare these with, and then we're gonna layer some things. We're going to have some fun here. Yeah, NWEX. So the flautando. The word flautando means flute-like, and that's what gives it those really cool overtones and that type of thing. Really cool. S- so there's going to be like a ding every time I say cool or cold or frozen. Ding, we'll get a bell. So let's do the soltesto. Now soltesto is another just really delicate playing technique, and so they've got a little close, a little tree. It's incredible what they're doing with these things. Okay, I gotta just E. It's got a different quality than the concertino and the flautando. They use different bow positions to do that. Oh, man. It almost sounds like a tremolo, but it's not. It's just the position. Yeah, let's just listen to the tree. Let's soak it with some reverb. A little too much. It is. Yeah, NWEX it is. It is just like little subtle movements going on in there. It's really cool. Ding, there we go. Okay, so this is the soltesto sol pont, and I think I think they play it closer to the bridge. It gives it a little almost like a nasally quality to it. Hear those basses digging in. Yeah, this is definitely, and it's similar to Albion Tundra, but Tundra is a much bigger string section, and having this is almost like I heard somebody say that this might be considered first chair's Tundra because you've got these smaller group and it's more focused, and then you can add it to a larger group and it will make the sound a little, it'll kind of just fill it in or focus, create a little bit more focus. So let's just keep going. Yeah, and then we've got some tremolo. Let's just hit that real quick. Yeah, you hear it. get up high. Yeah, really cool. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, just don't worry about it. Don't worry about saying cool. It's okay. Now here's some harmonics. Again, you hear the little micro movements, the little subtleties going on. Let's just turn on the super close and hear what that sounds like. Now, when you turn the faders down, it'll automatically disable the channel. So much detail, BF, yes. That's incredible. I was going to see if we could use a pitch bend. It does sound like birds in Wex. Okay, let's do some shorts. The brushed, like a brushed spizzicato. Yeah. Hey, John. Yeah, that's the way we roll around here. This is just coming right off the wire. This is the first time I ever played this, played that. But when I started just hitting that, it paints these pictures in my mind. I see things. When I hear things, I see things. And you get a little motif. This actually reminds me of Toy Story. You know, la da 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 da. When I started playing that, it kind of reminded me of Toy Story a little bit, and then you just see like walking through, just walking in the snow, walking by a lake, you know. And you take a diminished chord and you just kind of follow it up. Yeah, wow, I love that. I love that. Wow, man, that's really something. Wow. There's beauty even in coldness, and that brush makes it just so nice and delicate. Wow. Yeah, see, and then velocity here controls the dynamic levels. That's why, oh, no, okay. So we still have a little bit of control over this here. Okay, so the dynamic here will intensify that brush. A lot of times when you have shorts, the velocity controls that dynamic, but this is a little different. But having it, yeah, here, let's see. Yeah, when you have it all the way up, the brushed is a little more pronounced. Hey, Davey, you know what? I don't know how I do it. It just happens. It just happens. It is so beautiful to when you get in moments of when sound just kind of takes over. It's almost like it's almost like you're driving in a car and the GPS suddenly takes over, takes you to somewhere that you didn't expect. That's it's amazing. Yeah, I like Suzanne Ciani too, Scott. She is just such an amazing pioneer in synthesis and very cool. Okay, so let's keep going. We've got the brushed, and then you've got the short mandolin pluck. Here we go. Yeah. That's the syncopated clock on some of those the old time game shows. Okay, and you have the same thing here. This is really cool. Oh. So you have that extra control over the velocity layers. Yeah, see? The dynamic layers. So it's not just controlled with velocity. And the mandolin pluck is a little more aggressive than a pizzicato, but that just gives you that motion. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. So now you've got the short Col Legno. Now this is when they're just like using the bow. I'm so liking just having that ability to just go through those different dynamic layers. A little more aggressive. You have those two basses sitting back in the room there and just smacking that with that, yeah. Yeah. And let's, and you hear I hear the round robins. So it's not that, not that repetitive thing. You've got that little variation in the dynamics. Wow, man, that's so very cool. You know, the little Mission Impossible, little crazy things going on in there. Okay, man. And then we've got okay, the Col Legno Tratto. Now this is interesting. This is another unique bowing technique where they're actually using the wood part of the bow, so the wood and the horsehairs are barely touching the strings, and they say this, you got to be real careful because you can actually damage the bow. But it's just like, let's listen to this. It just gives you another unusual technique where the wood of the bow is barely touching the strings along with the horsehairs. Yeah. And that's what just gives it that icy coldness. Interesting. Yeah, so manual, I'm using an SL88 Grand from Studio Logic. I've had it a little over, well, a year and a half, and I really enjoy using this. It's just the dynamics of it, the velocity sensitivity dynamics. It's very nice. And Halvard, yeah, this is one of their $29, $29, 29 euro, 29 pounds, 29, whatever it is. And it puts it in such a fantastic range. Yeah, this is yeah, again, the keyboard's the SL88 Grand. And then I've got the, just added the mix face here, which is their control surface. And it's really nice. The faders, I have been using a nano controller before, but the faders on the mix face, I think, are like 60 millimeters. So the throw is a little bit longer. You get a little more control, a little more detail when you're adjusting the modulation and that type of thing. And I'm actually using it to send some hotkey commands to OBS to change scenes and that type of thing, which makes it a lot of fun. And then it's got a magnet that holds it right there on the keyboard. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, John, this is just it's a great value. Now, if you don't, and especially if you don't have all of the other libraries. So, okay, let's just keep going here, and then we'll do some other things here. Okay, so let's see. Eves, thank you so much. That is such a blessing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it helps. Every little bit helps. So let's see. We've got, appreciate that so much. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, so really we don't have pizzicato necessarily. So they're giving us that with the Plucks, so let's go to the short brushed soltasto. And then the headphones I'm using the Biodynamic. I've got I think that's the DT800 Pro. They're open back, so I can hear a little bit of the room. So I really like them. I like them better than in-ears sometimes because I like getting the driver when it's on the outside of your ear. It's like you get the sound stage is a little bigger. It creates a better sound stage. And also using them with the Waves NX mixing room plugins, these have a profile for that. So when you're working on a song and you want to hear what it sounds like at Abbey Road Studio 2 or whatever, or Nashville, you can plug that in, and that just goes right with that. Really interesting hearing experiment. Yeah, Terry. I just so enjoy what John's doing, and Shane with Unify. It's incredible, and I love it. I mean, they're not paying me to say that either. I mean, I just enjoy it so much. Okay, so now this is the short brushed soltasto. Oh man, listen to that. Now let's go. It gives you a totally different texture as the other brushed. and a little nasally too. Just a different texture, So let's do this. What I want to do, I want to go ahead and pull up Unify, and what this will do, I'm going to show you what we can do with this. So here we go. Let's see. Bum, ba-da-dum. There we go. So I've got Cakewalk by BandLab pulled up, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up Unify here. Now, what I've done here with Unify, I've loaded the cinematic frozen strings into a layer, the intimate strings in a layer, the epic strings in a layer, because I want us to hear a little bit of how this this sounds. And I also threw a little bit of the original Svelte piano in here so we can have some fun listening to that. So what I'm going to do, I've got the long flautando here with the frozen strings, and then I've got the flautando loaded in the originals. So let's just hear what these two sound like together. And I think it's really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure this is unmuted. So now what we're gonna hear now is the cinematic frozen strings and intimate strings together. And we can blend these together. So that's just the frozen strings here. Now let's bring up the intimate strings. Just fills it in a little bit. Got to make that stretch. I love having those open chords like that. Let's throw in the felt piano. Yeah. And we can blend this some more. And let me mute the intimate strings, and we can layer just the felt piano and just drink that in. That's it's just incredible. It's an incredible, beautiful experience. Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, and this original's felt. This is probably my favorite felt piano from the originals. It's just, and it's actually one of their first ones that they ever did. I think it's based off the Simcock felt that they originally released for Contact years ago and repackaged it with this. Beautiful. Oh man. So let's just, let's just keep going. So there are so many different things going on here. So let's just go ahead while we're in Unify. Let's just check this out. Now, John has unified the this library, and when he unifies something, he always adds his different different spin to it. So let's see if we can find it. Yeah. So we've got unified cinematic frozen strings, and here are all the patches. So he's got the stock patches here, of course, and then he's added his own user patches. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go to, he's got these patches called Going to Iceland. And look at this. So he's got like, the cinematic frozen strings, and then he's got all of these other things going on. He's got like several of these layered together. So here we go. This is Going to Iceland. Just all kinds of cool things that he's laid in here. And this is, let's go to Iceland, another one. Let's see, we've got Iceland version 2. So he's got some different things going on here. It's kind of fun. And I like those little things that he's got going on in there. Let's see. This is, he's got like 5 or 6 different things stacked. So Dento, Unify is like a plugin host. It's a plugin itself, but it's a plugin that hosts other plugins, and it makes things so easy to layer, create your own patches, and to manage your a lot of your virtual instrument libraries. There's so much. It's almost like if MacGyver was a musician and he was working with virtual instruments, Unify would be that Swiss Army knife he would carry around with him all the time. It gives you so much flexibility, and when a library is unified, it just pops up over here in this section in your libraries, and you can just easily create your own stacks and layers and performances. And it has a standalone version too that really works very well. It's very CPU efficient, and it's great. Yeah, and I would absolutely recommend going to Plugin Guru. their YouTube channel, especially, and watch some of the live stream replays because you really learn so much from those. So let's check out a couple more of these. And these are like, he unifies these. There's libraries that are you purchase the unified libraries sometimes, but most of these that he's done for like the Spitfire plugins, they're free. They're like free expansions that instantly allow you to access. You have to own the plugin. You have to own the originals, of course, but it gives you quick access to that. So let's see the long duo and voices. And see, you can, we've got the originals here, and then we've got Unify, another Unify layer here, and another one here. And so you can, it's almost like the inception of plugins. So you can go Unify within Unify within Unify to give you all of these different layers. So we've got a little bit of voices here. Let's see what we've got with the voices. Yeah, so he's got the Guru sampler with just some voices layered there. Yeah, you can do wave sequencing and splits and layers and all kinds of things. So let's see. Okay, Pluck Brothers. Let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so we've got Mandolin Pluck here, and then he's got the short Col Legno layered here. So you've got the different, you've got the Mandolin Plucks and the Col Legno. So you've got two different kinds of techniques layered together here, and that gives you a really another texture. Now let me see. Yeah, so DB, this is something that's that John's going to actually talk about this unified library today. I just got a sneak peek. With it. Here we go. So let me just show you how easy this is. I'm going to go ahead and go to the labs. So he's unified all of the labs. And then let's go to soft piano. So I'm going to find soft piano here. Oh, where are we here? Okay, let's see. It's got to be here somewhere. Piano pads. Okay, I'm not seeing it. You know what? I might need to update it. Yeah, but this has a lot of the different. Okay. Let's just load in. Oh, here we go. Soft piano. So I'm going to load this in. I'm going to load this in embedded. So when I click on this, it's going to load soft piano into a new Unify layer. So this is what I just loaded in. It's layered. Now it's layered with this patch here. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at frozen strings, in the labs, but it's not the same. It's not the same as what we're taking a look at with the cinematic frozen strings, because cinematic frozen strings is a totally new totally new recordings and techniques. I think with the frozen strings, they've taken some from earlier recordings and processed them some. So that's what makes it a little fun. Let's just see if we can. Let's just see if we can see that. Let's just pull it up real quick. So the labs, we'll go to labs and frozen strings. Frozen strings. Yeah. So let's just see. So it's cello here. So I'm just gonna load the patch by itself so we can kind of take a look. Yeah, so this is the frozen strings cello. Yeah, it's a little different, and they would complement each other for sure. So let's go to there's no ensembles here. It's all individual instruments here. So this is the Spicatto violin. Yeah, so you get a lot of different tones with that. So aquatic borealis, yeah. One of the advantages is that it's unified. It creates a very intuitive space to manage your instruments and things, especially when you're building out. It's really good at building out these really big stacks and layers, and it's easy to manage it in this, instead of having multiple tracks in a DAW with all of the different plugins, at which I can do. And I've done this sometimes on the fly. So like you can see here in Cakewalk here, I've got, let's see. So I can plug in, let me just add an instrument real quick. Let me just go ahead and I'll just add the felt piano here, and I'll create an instrument track. So here we go. We've got the felt piano here. And that's right. So NWEX, that's another good point, because Unify is really good at managing multiple cores, CPU cores. So here's the original felt. Now see, I've got this felt here, and then I've got intimate strings here. I can just link these together now, but I'm dealing with two separate tracks. And then I can just layer the cinematic strings on top. Yeah, and so, and you already see, like it's kind of like jumping through hoops to try to do it this way, but with Unify, it unifies things together. So I'm a fan. I'm a fan. So let's just take a couple of just take another look at some other patches. Oh, okay. So I've got Albion Neo here. Let's. I'm going to load up my. I'm just going to go ahead and load this up again. I'm going to load my user library here, and I've got this layer with all these different originals here. But let me just let you hear Neo. Now, see, Neo, Albion Neo is another sort of along the same lines, but the section's a little bigger. And let's just see, let's just go back to the Spitfire side. I thought this was really interesting because, so this is really interesting. If you go to the frequently asked questions, it says, so intimate strings, the original's intimate strings has 25 players. So it's a 25 player ensemble. Frozen strings has 8 players. And so that's what makes it a little different. and then Albion Tundra. So it's been inspired. Frozen String's been inspired by Tundra, but Tundra has 56 pieces. See, so they're all sorts of different sizes, and that's what makes this so interesting, because you have all of the different section sizes, and it's really cool. It's really cool to have these different section sizes, because you can really create some interesting sounds. So this is Albion Neo, just the strings A, and let's just take a listen. It's always good to kind of have these for comparison. Now this is a much bigger section. Okay, let me make sure I don't have, okay, yeah, I've got Frozen Strings linked there. So here we go. This is just, much bigger section. Yeah, much bigger section. And then you can, let's just pull the close mics all the way in. And let's go ahead and pair them up with the cinematic Frozen Strings. Let me pull up the long flautando here. And let's layer these together. Let's layer Neo and cinematic Frozen Strings together. Hear the quality that the Frozen Strings brings to that bigger ensemble. Really interesting. Oh, I don't even have Neo plugged in. Now let's listen to this. Yeah, I didn't have Neo selected. Now you can hear. Just absolutely incredible. The thing is, though, Neo is a couple of $100 or more, and you have this originals for $29. So it's a great start. You know, yeah, Unify is really good at spreading the CPU. And man, Holly, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. You know, being on a PC, Holly, it's like, and I've got an older 2013 MacBook, and I've tried to use MainStage with it. To me, when I've tried to use MainStage on that MacBook, it seems like there is so much overhead with it. It just takes so much overhead to run MainStage, in my experience, with of course with the 2013 MacBook. It's got just the i5 processor in there. But with Unify on the MacBook, it seems to, of course, the overhead's a little better. The CPU management is a little better as well. But having that limited CPU and the i5, you could really bump up against that pretty quick. But I've had some really good success even with an older laptop, and I can't imagine their performance with the M1s and the new silicone MacBooks. I think that's going to be crazy. I think with Unify and one of the M1 Pros or something like that, I think it would be a fantastic live rig. So, man. So thank you guys. And let's see. So what else can we do? Let's just play around a little bit more. And I think, well, one of the things is that Solstice was the one that introduced the real close mic techniques. And Albion Solstice, that was introduced last year. And that's really a lot of fun too. It's a really great library. But you're talking about just a different concept, bigger library. It's a lot bigger than a $29 thing. But what they've packed in here is absolutely incredible. Okay, man. So that's still layered with Neo, but still with it by itself. Yeah. So let's see, Dennis. The thing about getting realistic things is that these originals and things are recorded as ensembles. And so what I love to do sometimes is to be able to use the ensembles to kind of sketch out a progression or an idea, and then go back and see if you can just layer the individual parts together. But I tell you, just for what this is, it's very beautiful. And you can just supplement it with other libraries like BF mentioned. It blends well, especially because they're recorded at AIR. If you find similar libraries recorded in the same space, that's going to make it a lot easier to blend together. Wow. Now I'm going to go back to my Unify layer here. And okay, let's see. Let me go to, okay, yeah. So I put in an Iceland patch there. Let's just mute that. Sometimes I get a stuck note when I combine tracks. Okay, let's take a look at that. Yeah, Matt. So let's take a look at the super close mics before we go. And I'll just pull it up right here. And let's just solo this. So this flautando. Now let's just turn off the close in the tree, and let's just go super close with this now. And I'm going to turn the reverb off, and let's just listen again. Very upfront. Yeah, that's so cool. Very nice. So I'm going to turn the felt piano. I love layering it with the felt. And one of my favorite just think it's such a beautiful. It's definitely on my favorite list. So that is cinematic frozen strings, and a little bit more, with so much you can do. So much you can do. So beautiful. Matt, thank you so much. Yeah, BF, I think that is such a beautiful thing, that we learn from each other. There's a scripture that I love, iron sharpens iron. And as we come together like this, even virtually in chats and things, we learn so much from sharing with each other. And Matt, thank you so much for that. That is just so wonderful, and I so appreciate it. It's just beautiful. Wow. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't want to say goodbye. So I'll just have to say, I'll see you later. It's been such a great time to share with you guys today, and I look forward to more. If you've got any questions after the stream, man, leave them in the comments below. And I rely so much on your feedback and support. And send Spitfire a note and tell them that you enjoyed watching today. It always helps. It always helps to let them know what's going on here with this, and you guys are just so kind, and I just so appreciate it. So until next time, make sure that you tune in to John's live stream later today at pluginguru.com, and I look forward to seeing you real soon, man. God bless you, and just be safe out there. Bundle up. It's cold outside, and I look forward to seeing you next time.